Morning students, I welcome you all to your online home science class. So as we have completed unit 2, so today we are going to start with unit 3, that is human development and family studies. So the very first chapter of this unit is early childhood care and education. So in this chapter we'll understand the basic principles of early childhood care and education, that is ECCE, and they apply to and what are their applications to Indian society. So we'll understand the importance of early care and learning experiences for children. So and also how the children play and learn, and we'll also gain the knowledge and skills for requirement of careers in ECCE. So now, early childhood care and education is a very important area of study in human development. So we have learned in the last class how the infant begins to learn from a very early stage. So in addition to learning new things about the world around him or her, the infant is developing an attachment with family members, particularly with the mother and father, so as well as with siblings and grandparents. So the young child also begins to recognize other family members and people whom he or she meets regularly. So this way the child will also be able to distinguish between people who she or he recognizes and those who look unfamiliar. So this recognition is manifested in the behavior where a young baby of around 8 to 12 months can show fear of unknown persons or people. So as the child grows, he or she develops the different kinds of these emotions or tries to recognize the things which is unfamiliar to him or her. The young child of around 1 year will try to cling to the mother or other caregiver and follow her everywhere. So in like this, the baby follows the child. He or she follows the different kinds of changes around. So these are basically the changes what a child grows or experiences as the child is learning and developing himself or herself. So now, as once the child is around 3 years of age, the activities and experiences begin to expand. However, experts differ on one exact age until which a child should be kept at home before entry to formal school. So now, like this, it is these early years are extremely important. Before the 3 years of age, it is extremely important for a child to learn new things. So exploring the environment and discover the world around him or her. Once the child learns to walk and run, manipulate things and speak, he or she becomes capable of actively engaging with the environment. So it is the interaction with people and materials around them that children at this age gather all the informations. So in this age, basically the child there's a thing which happens in them, that knowing unfamiliar things or knowing new things. Okay, so the vocabulary in the mother tongue is growing rapidly at this time, as this is the child's understanding of the nature like sand, water, flowers, time, birds, machine, other materials. So the questions come. What is this? Suppose he or she has seen some kind of a child has seen some birds. So what are these? Why they are flying? How they can fly? This kind of questions come. So this time there's a vital part for the parents to make their child understand that what are these things are. So if they don't give the proper answer to the questions, so that is also something lacking to the development of the child. So now they are curious to learn more and or are often heard asking adults when they see something. So why is this so? Like I have told you, why is this so? Why this thing is moving? Why can't I go to this? These kind of things, questions comes. So the learning and other experiences provided by a good preschool have been found to be extremely beneficial for young children at this age. So preschool time, this is a very vital period. If the boy or girl is given proper education or good experiences in this preschool time, so he or she, it seems that the child becomes a lot smarter than many other children in the school time. Okay, so the child centered approach and the play way method, which makes learning enjoyable, is ideally suited for young children. Children enjoy the company of other children and learn very quickly to do things that often surprise even parents. So now the children learn very quickly among peers, and for these and other reasons, preschool experiences become important at this stage. Also, for children who live in difficult circumstances or who may need additional support for learning, a good preschool environment is known to be very beneficial. So this is what we can know from here. So as we can see here, the different basic objectives of ECCE, that is Early Childhood Care Education. So what are the different objectives of this organization as per the NCF 2005? The first one is holistic development of the child to enable him or her to realize the potential. So basically, to make the child understand what is the potential of him or her for the development of the child is basically the first objective of this childhood care education. And number 2 is preparation for school. So you have to ready the child for the preparation for school, that he or she doesn't cry, or so that the child feels good, or he or she understand what are the needs of going to the school. And number 3 is providing support services for women and children. So suppose if different schools, if there is support services for the women as well as the children, suppose the children is facing any kind of problem or is not eager to go to the school, so now you have to basically make the child understand by supporting the woman or the mother the child has got, and the child himself or herself also. So this is basically providing the support services for women and children. Now let's come into the basic concepts of this ECCE. So there are some important concepts associated with early childhood care and education that we must understand before proceeding further. So early childhood is the phase of life from birth till 8 years of age. So childhood period is up to this 8 years of age, and is commonly divided into two terms or two phases, from birth to 3 years and from 3 years to 8 years. These are the two subdivisions of the phases of this childhood period. And in these two stages, infancy is the period between birth and 1 year. So from the birth till 1 year of the age, it is called the infancy period. Okay, so actually some expert also says that it is up to 2 years of age. So this is according to the observation of different people. So during which a child is largely dependent upon the adults for everyday needs. So in this time, they depends upon the others like mother, father, or servant, or the babysitter who is looking after the child. So they depend upon these people. Okay. In circumstances whether a mother is employed outside the home, the infant has to care by the substitute caregiver, as I told you, who may be a family member or a hired person. The location of the substitute care arrangement may be the child's own home or the home of the caregiver or an institution or crèche. So this is basically how child depends upon in this childhood period. Now you can see here the daycare and crèches are usually all-day programs. So these are the all-day programs for keeping the child. Teachers and helpers in these organizations need to be specially trained for the care of very young children, their safety, their feeding, toilet habits, language development, social and emotional needs and learning. So basically, if the child is child doesn't stay with the parents for the whole day, so they totally depends upon these type of organizations. So these and the different kinds of habits of the child also depends of how good is that organization in which the child is being kept. And so the teachers who have to deal with children above 3 years of age require different skill tests or skill sets. So the child between 2 and 3 is sometimes referred to as toddlers, a term which is derived from the jumpy walk that a young child has at this age. So when the child starts, stand and walk, so at that time this period is known as the toddler period, because the child tries to stand up and walk for a little bit, and then again he or she falls, the child falls, and again they try to hold something and walk. So this is basically called the toddler period. But preschool derived from the jumpy walk. A preschool child is also called that is toddler, because he or she is now ready for experiencing some sort of environment beyond that of the family, extra familial part. So now extra familial part. So some preschools for young children are often called Montessori school. I think you have heard of this name. So these are school based on the principles of early childhood education as outlined by a well-known educationist like Maria Montessori. So it is worth mentioning that the government of India has addressed the needs of this age grouping by offering preschool education through the Anganwadis that operate under the Integrated Child Development Services, that is ICDS. These are Anganwadis in the urban and rural areas. So now some of the other concepts related to this field that we need to know is dealing with the understanding the fact that the children at this age have a very different approach to understanding the things that are happening around them. So they generally face a little confusion that what is going around in me, or what is going around me. So what are the things that is going around me? So they face the problem of understanding various things. So in this time they need is proper guide. If proper guide is not attained to them, then they'll lead to some misconceptions which will lead to as they grow older. So we need to take care at this time very sincerely. So it is important to keep those details in mind in order to understand the principles of care and education of the young children. So another important principle to be kept in mind is that the fact that any institution must realize the importance of the cultural context within which it operates and works along with, rather than in opposition to the family. Although this is true for all ages, it becomes very significant for the young child since he or she is unable to make distinctions about different perspectives and different realities in the ways that an older child or adult can. Thus, we have to understand that the educational and care arrangements for children must follow these principles, what I'll say in your next class. So there are some principles which are to be followed in order to make the child understand that what are the difference between what's their imagination and what is the reality of the thing. So for these things they need to follow some principles. So we will start with this in our next class. Thank you.